Welcome to AI for Everyone channel. This is Chandan, and I am here today to talk about the second use case, which we were talking about from our previous video. If you guys haven't liked or subscribed to my channel, please go and search for AI for Everyone. The link is in the details descriptions of this video, so you can click there and please like and subscribe. I am today here to talk about the second use case, which is the document processing and the geocoding flowchart. And what is this problem statement? So I was able to build this recently at my organization, and like I'm just taking some sample data in the form of PDF for invoices, and I'll walk you guys through what the problem statement is. We might not be able to do the whole thing today, so we might be breaking this down into two different parts, which is part one will be mostly covering half of the solution, and part two will cover the full solution because it will take some time to go through this entire solution all at once. Let's begin from the basic understanding of the problem statement. The goal is to process the incoming invoices, such as your PDFs or images, and you have the responsibility to extract the information such as address, amounts, dates. But in this case, we are only gonna extract more or less addresses. We will take a look at that, like if we want to extract the amounts and dates and store that in Google BigQuery tables. And then the addresses which we are going to extract, we'll need to identify what is the coordinates for those addresses, and then add that into the maps. Uh, and then you will store that in the BigQuery storage tables. Let me just walk you through this architecture. So this is where your input files are, and these are mostly the PDFs. This is the cloud storage bucket and all the landing zone for all the invoices and stuff. So this is where the data will be stored. This cloud storage is basically your input. Then process documents is nothing but like a cloud function which takes as soon as you upload a new file in this cloud storage, this process document gets triggered and prepares the data for the document processing. This AI processor is nothing but like a Google AI service. And what it does, it is extract the important information such as addresses, amounts, and dates. And then what it will do is it will extract that information in the form of a JSON and then store that in a BigQuery storage table. And then that might be used for like further data analysis. The next one is the address queue, which is basically once you extract the information, um, so I believe that once we start doing it, like the amounts and other information will go here, whereas the address will come here. Um, and we will add that as a address queue. And what will happen that will decouple the extraction from geocoding. And then once geocoding is done, which is basically converting the addresses into coordinates, we'll integrate that with the mapping services. And then that's it. Like you are going to store that in the BigQuery storage table, and that's it. Like, so what are the benefits? So this allows us to do the fully automated document processing. We have a scalable architecture here. There's important information stored in these invoices, so we want our processor to be reliable and be able to extract the data. We are also enhancing the map services with our spatial data analysis by extracting the coordinates from these addresses. And then we are finally making our data storage analytics ready, right? What are the business values? So one of the reason behind this was you are literally doing reduced manual data entry. This might not have been the exact use case in at my organization, but mainly this covers most of the this is very, very similar to is what was the actual problem statement at the organization. This allows us for people to reduce manual data entry, really fast processing times, and now since you have removed the human intervention, you have better data accuracy and then improved reporting capabilities, right? So let's begin, and let's start looking into how we are going to build this. So first of all, like, you will need a cloud storage bucket. You will need a document AI processor, which is basically like the AI service from Google GCP. You will need the process documents, cloud function, so we'll need to generate that. And we'll see like what's the easiest way for us to generate that. We might be able to ask any AI tools, like what is the cloud function template we can use to do that. And then like we'll also get to see work with like BigQuery tables, and then like also like how to extract coordinates in the form of geocoding. So let's begin. I do have invoice here. So one invoice is Tech Hardware Plus, and you can see that like it has invoice, the address, it has the invoice date. So, and then it has the invoice amount and what is the description and where it is billed to. And you want to store, say for example, like this address in your Google Big Storage query table. And then the second invoice is similar, like Office Supply Co. These are obviously fake invoices, so these are not original invoices. This is the address, and then you have the invoice number and date and amount again, right? So consider you get like thousands and thousands and thousands of invoices. How do you make that into a process which becomes very reduced manual data entry for people to do it, right? So let's begin. First thing is you will log into Google Cloud Console, and you will start. You'll go to console.cloud.google.com. You have projects over here. So let's just create like either we can use one project here, or what we can do is we can just create like a brand new project. Or for creation of brand new projects, I think what we can do is, rather than creating, because they limit also the on the number of projects, let's just use one of these projects, like test project day one, right? Like, because this already has billing enabled, some of the APIs are also enabled, so we'll just get to see that what exactly um, we have to use here, right? Like, rather than creating a new project ID. Okay. All right. So next thing, like, first thing is we'll do the project ID setup. So we have already done that. We already have a project ID. And then like, let's just go ahead and activate the Cloud Shell. So it's going to take some time. It's going to provision the Cloud Shell machine, and it's going to connect to it. We are going to be able to enable some of the APIs which we'll need for this service. For example, like Cloud Run, Document AI platform, and things like those. So let's start. Um, so once this gets ready, let's begin by. All right. So this is already connected to test project day one. I'll still go ahead and say gcloud config set project ID, and then we are going to do dollar test project day one. Right, looks like there's some error here. Gcloud config set project. Okay, sorry. Gcloud config set project, and then you do test project day one. Even this one is not working. Let's see what is the error. We might be able to ask Gemini. Let's just enable this, and this is enabling the Gemini for Cloud API. And let's say how to set project ID in Cloud Shell. Give me the syntax. Okay, gcloud. I believe this is the same thing, but let's see. Test project day 1. Okay, I did not have to use $sign. I think that was the mistake, but I think this will work. Okay, perfect. So this is set to this project, and then let's go ahead and also enable some of the APIs. So the one way to enable this is either you go to API and services and enable them. The other way is you can just do it here, gcloud enable, and you gcloud services enable, and then you can just ask them that enable API enable syntax for Cloud Run, document AI, okay, and then cloud build cloud task, cloud build cloud task, a platform. I believe like this might have changed, so we'll need to check. And BigQuery. Let's see if we can give us that, and we can use all of that together, right? So let's just copy this and see if we can enable all of these APIs all at once. Let's see. All right. Does not have access to, does not have permission to access projects. Cloud Run. So why, let's just do this permission denied, and let's just ask Gemini, hey, what might be the reason that like I'm not able to access it? So say that either the service configuration is missing, or ensure the service you are trying to access is properly configured, if the service is enabled, if the service account used. So this is not really helpful, right? So let's just do like one by one. Let's see which one we can do it. Let's just go to enable API and services. Let's just do it this way. Let's see if we are able to do it. And then what are the things which we require? So we need cloud, Google Cloud, enable API and services here. All right. So here there are so many APIs, it does not make sense for us to just go through all. So let's just use like Cloud Run. Let's see if it is able to give us that. Cloud Run admin API. Run.googleapi.com. And where exactly I can find the Google Cloud Run? Okay, let's see if we can find any other one. Document AI first. Enable. Let's do this. And we can also see what is tried API does. So Cloud Document AI API. This is the one which we need, which is to service to parse structured information from unstructured or semi-structured documents, right? Like, so this is exactly what we need. And here we do have documentai.googleapis.com, and I think um, let's just go to the next one. So we have already enabled this service, so it's already done. Then let's enable um, let's delete this. Gcloud enable services enable cloudrun.googleapis.com. Let's see if it works. No, why doesn't it work? Let's see. Let's Gemini. I sometimes I don't like Gemini's responses because they're not able to give me specific answers. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna check whether what might be the error. So let me just copy paste this, and what I'm gonna do is just gonna say help me with this error. And yeah, so get value project to check your current role, get IAM policy, gcloud billing projects, describe, and then we need to enable it. All right, so let's try it one by one. Gcloud config get value project. Let's just do this, and this gives us test project day one. Perfect. Now what we are going to do is we are going to see the IAM policy and check what might be the. All right, so it looks like service account, role, discovery engine, roles owner. All right, next we'll look at verify billing is enabled. So that might be one thing which I'm probably missing. No, billing is enabled. All right, perfect. So and so we have checked this, and now let's see if we can enable it. Now this command is authenticated, which is the active account specified by the core account property. And service usage.googleapis.com, cloudrun.googleapis.com. Reason service config not found. Okay, this is slightly weird. We'll need to check what might be the error over here, because to enable the API like this, like, we can go ahead and do it. The only issue is we have to do it for everyone. So if we enable API and services, let's just do it this way. Cloud Run API, and we'll enable this, and then we'll enable the next one, which is the code build, cloud build, enable this one too, right? Like, so not sure what might be the error. We'll come back to this error, but for now let's just enable some of these APIs because there's user interface available. So we'll also enable the AI platform, right? So the good thing is, like, we are trying to do this in a way that, like, you guys can understand what is the error which I face while trying to develop this. And trust me, like, when I developed this initially, it took me so much time to even figure any of these things out. So at least now I know like some of the things like where they are and how I can utilize them, right? So this is already enabled. That's why you see manage information. But again, like unless we go through these errors and try to resolve it ourselves, it's gonna be extremely tough for us to build something using using this AI tech stack. All right, perfect. I think AI platform is now called like Vertex AI, and that's why this is the case. So let's just go back and let's just check which APIs are enabled using Cloud Shell. So it's Cloud Shield, but like, yeah, G Cloud services enabled, list enabled. Perfect. So let's go back and all right, so it gives you all the APIs which are enabled: AI platform, Vertex AI API, Analytics Hub, Artifact. So BigQuery is enabled. So one of them is already enabled, and then Vertex AI is enabled, and then Cloud Build is enabled, and Cloud Task is enabled, and I think Cloud Run. Cloud Run is enabled, right? Like, and PubSub is enabled. This will be extracted. This will be used to extract some of the address information and adding the coordinates. So that's one thing. So it looks like we have most of the services enabled, right? Now let's go back and let's see. Let's do the um, storage setup, right? So we'll do the one, we have to create two buckets, right? So again, there is two ways to create the buckets, right? Like one is you go to your projects, you search for buckets, and you create it from here. Other way would be you can also use the Cloud Shell, right? So create two buckets with uniform access policies. One bucket is raw invoices and other is processed document, processed invoices, right? So that way what we are trying to say that like, hey, create one bucket for me, give me all the raw invoices in that bucket, and then the other bucket should be where once you use Cloud Run and you extract the information using document AI processor, you are extracting that in the JSON format, and that is the thing which you are storing then in the BigQuery. So let's just see if it is able to give us the syntax for this. All right. So again, it gives you like using the Google Cloud Console or um, like using the Cloud Shell, but again, like it did not give us the syntax. So let me just say here, using Cloud Shell, give me the syntax for these cloud storage in GCP, and here it gave you perfect. So US Central one, right? So let's just create one of these, and we'll go here. But it's saying requested bucket name is not available. Oh, okay. So maybe we'll just do raw invoices. Let's just do it. What we can do is Control V, Control C, and we can just change the name of this. So GS raw invoices 2024, sorry, 2025, and let's just use that. So now it's creating, only accepts, oh no, man, bucket URL. Okay. I think it's because make the bucket's name unique. I think it's because of the syntax. All right. Okay, get current timestamp. Perfect. So this will work because here we are adding the timestamp to it. All right, let's do it. Done. Right. Again, do this, and this is perfect. So this is again created. Now what we are gonna do is we are gonna check that what buckets were created. So we'll go back and we'll see that, like, hey, we have US Central 1, so processed invoices, test project day 1, so this bucket is created, and then the other project is other bucket is raw invoices. Perfect. So now let's go to let's just close this, and what we are gonna do is we are gonna upload first the file if we need to upload it. So all right, I don't think we'll need to upload it, but we'll just keep it in a different folder for now. So let's just go to cloud storage, buckets, and you can see the two buckets are created here. And let's just delete this because this is not needed, and type delete here, delete, and now you can see that these are the two buckets, right? So perfect. So you can see that one is processed document and one is raw invoices. And what we'll do is, for now, either you can upload it, but the best way would be like upload as soon as you create the data pipeline, and your cloud run function should be able to, as soon as you upload an invoice, it should trigger that, and that should generate your BigQuery tables, that should generate your process document, that should generate your geocoding for those. So that is what we'll need to do. So in this case, we have been able to create like two documents, invoices, two of the buckets which we need to use. We have enabled all the APIs which is needed for this project. We have also enabled we have also gone through like the problem statement of what we need to do today. So let's go ahead and let's just go to the next one, which is, what do we have to do now? Let's just see. So we have done the storage setup, initial setup. Now we will just do the document AI processor. So let's just do create document AI processor for invoices. So let's just know the create document AI processor for invoices in GCP. So let's see if it is able to give me so this is already enabled, and so let's just copy this, and it's called invoice processor, and let's see if we are able to create it. Invalid choice. Alright, I think I didn't need to copy this, I only needed to copy this. Let's see. Error, invalid choice, document AI, processors create, processor type, invoice processor. Let's just take this error and says invalid choice. So as I said, like this is a outdated, like things are changing so fast that the syntax which they are giving are more or less like are um, not up to date all the time. So we have already created this. So let's just do beta commands. Let's see. Let's go here. No, this is again not working. Let's just look at Gemini and if it is able to. Is document AI still? Let's just see if I'm able to enable the services first. So document AI enable. All right, and now run the G Cloud. G Cloud still. What's wrong with this syntax? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy this. So this is, as you guys can see, this is not as straightforward problem statement to solve. This does require like a lot of back and forth trial and error, and the good thing is like not trying to edit the video in a way that you guys don't see what the error is on how to resolve it. I think that that's the process which I enjoy the most in how to even do this in real time. All right, so in summary, try this, replace correct processor try with actual processor with accurate processor type. So command name, document AI, okay. And what we are gonna do is we are gonna copy this again, and I think what they're saying is rather than let me just do one more thing. And I'll just say okay, it's not document AI, it's document AI. All right, so nope. Yeah, so this is an error which I'll need to see how to resolve this. Um, Document AI. Build a document processing. All right. So it looks like we do have some link here. Um, all right. Mm, to be certain, you should verify the exact supported processor type within the document AI console. You might need a different, more precise type identifier. Um, so what we are gonna do today, we have um, done some analysis. We have done some initial setup. We have also set up the buckets and stuff. We're gonna come back on this one as part two, and we are gonna see like how to resolve this. But till then, have a happy day, and we'll get to talk soon. Thank you.